So now I'm going to play part one of Sustainable Simon's documentary on the Whangamata Marina. Simon went down to Whangamata, and in this particular installment, he's talking to Grant McIntosh, a local environmentalist and also an activist.
Okay, today the Green Desk is at Whangamata, and we're looking at the proposed site for the Whangamata Marina. This site has had a long and kind of dubious history with lots of political machinations and local opposition, local and national opposition to the whole proposal. I'm here with Grant McIntosh, a local environmentalist from Whangamata. Grant, can you describe the environment we're in today?
Well, we're at the entrance to the Whangamata salt marsh. The Whangamata salt marsh is an interesting phenomenon. It's a wetland which every 20 days in the lunar cycle is inundated with salt water. So it's a wetland which has periodic inundation with salt water, and otherwise it's mainly fresh water, and the fresh water that drains out of it comes from out of the ground. So this is an aqua-fed wetland. Most wetlands, nearly all wetlands, are actually fed by a stream or a river. This salt marsh is fed by the aquifer, the groundwater under Whangamata. Whangamata is an urbanised sandbank, and this is draining the urbanised sandbank.
So effectively the aquifer drains all the stormwater and wastewater from the town of Whangamata?
When there's heavy rains, when there's very heavy rains, which happens here in the Coromandel, rivers form, little streams do form, and they drain directly in here, and we've mapped those streams.
So the state of play at the moment is that a few years ago, I think it was probably 2005, the various resource consents were granted after a lengthy, after years of disputes and environmental court hearings, and it possibly looked like a done deal at that point. Now, because of recent legislation, particularly the Foreshore and Seabed Act, possibly the future of this wetland has become a bit more uncertain, in as much as it's not definite now that the marina is going to go ahead.
I think that a centre pole of this whole deal was that they were going to buy 5 acres for $120,000. This deal they signed in 1998. The TCDC, Thames Coromandel District Council, were going to sell the Marina Society 5 acres of coastal land right in the middle of Whangamata here for $120,000. And I think that was probably what drove it for a long time, rather than anything to do with boating or anything. The Foreshore and Seabed actually has sort of come across that deal, and though they tried to keep it going earlier this year, I think even the councils and the Marina Society have given up on that. So now they have to lease land, and they have to lease it from 2 agencies. One is DOC, who represent the Crown, and the other is TCDC. And what's going on there, we don't know. We know they've applied for these leases, but very, very difficult. They have the ability to, the Marina Society have the ability to have secret meetings with Thames Coromandel District Council, and we've asked for minutes of those meetings, and the council have replied that there were no minutes. So this group is allowed to meet the council privately and without minutes.
I noticed that there was something in the local paper recently where the Marina Society were sort of assuring nervous investors that this was all going ahead, but the timeline that they've proposed, that doesn't seem to be sort of the one that's actually occurring at the moment.
No, they've changed the timeline. The local paper here, which is 70% real estate advertising and very much supports real estate values and capital values rather than ecological values, they said that she was all go and that they were going to be constructing in August. But they wrote another article 2 weeks ago saying that she's all go, but there's going to be a delay till after Christmas because the engineers are snowed under with work.
There's also an issue with Caltex being the sort of the fuel provider here for the wharf, but they've pulled out.
The Environment Court found in 2000 that before a marina could go ahead here, a variation to the regional coastal plan was required.